Uh-oh. Okay. Okay. Is this even gonna hold it? I have the best idea. A little bit of backstory. My best friend has been telling me for years and years and years, you have to watch The Big Bang Theory. And for years and years and years, I did not watch the show. So recently, I watched it. I watched the whole thing. It was hilarious. Immediately, when I saw Amy give Penny that painting, I called my friend and I told her, realize you're getting one of those paintings, right? She said to me, just wait until we move into our home so that we have space, right? Well, where's the fun in that, right? So why not make it a graduation present for her? She's been graduating in a couple weeks, and I'm going to surprise her. She doesn't know I'm coming. And this is going to be her graduation present. I'm going to paint the two of us, her and I, as if we were Amy and Penny. If you're familiar with the show, then you know. If not, I'll put a little picture somewhere here if I can figure out how to do that. If there's no picture, then I didn't figure out how to do it. But I will try to put a reference picture up of the painting I'm talking about if you don't know. So this is my attempt. I found this on clearance and also this frame on marked considerably down. So I am able to pull off this spectacular surprise for my friend who is moving from one apartment to another apartment and does not have space for this painting, but she's obligated under the laws and contract of our friendship that she has to keep it. I mean, what are you gonna do? Not keep it. So she's gonna have to lug this around until she has space for it. I'm looking forward to that. These are what you do to keep your friendship alive when you live states apart, okay? So we are going to attempt to recreate this painting, and hopefully I can do a good enough job that everyone can clearly understand what it is when they look at it. But I do only have, oh my gosh, the calendar is being 3 weeks. I think I have 3 weeks to try to put this off, and I don't know how much time I'm going to have to dedicate to this. So I'm just going to start with the background. Basically, I'm going to try to just make it look exactly like the original painting and just fill in our faces because I'm brunette and she's blonde and it works out. So let's just get started and see how it goes. So I'm going to wet this because I think that's what you do. I bought this really big paintbrush. This is not the sturdiest canvas because I don't think this, I'm sorry, it's not the sturdiest easel. I don't think it's made for this big of a canvas, but we're just going to roll with it. Now the background is dark, but I think I'm going to put down a little bit of white first. I don't know how old this paint is. Oh, I should have put something down. Totally fine, no big deal. Oh yeah, this big brush was a great idea. I'd have been here forever with a little tiny brush. Okay, I need to go get something for the fork. This is what I always use for painting. Maybe you can tell. Oh my gosh. Guys, there's no rules to art, right? It's subjective. Except when you're trying to make it look specific to something else, I guess. I might need to go look at that picture again. I know their bodies are going to be right here, so I don't think it matters too much, the background right there. I think maybe some black. Should I do some at the bottom? Whoa. Where's the water? Okay. I don't have any brown down here. Okay, I feel like that's a great start.
So here I just jumped right in and started doing a rough form of like our bodies. I started with the head, and I started with the wrong color. This was originally supposed to be for her hair, and I realized that later and had to go back over it. I also made the heads too small after taking a step back and looking at it. So I had to go back and make them bigger. Like once I put the bodies on and saw how big the bodies were going to be, I realized the faces needed to be much bigger. So it's I definitely did not know what I was doing, but we were just rolling with it, seeing how it turned out. So there you see me adding the correct color, this more flesh tone color. It was really difficult trying to get proportions correct because this canvas is so big and I had to make things larger than they would be in real life. So that was hard for me to kind of have a scale in my mind of how big this needed to be. It was also incredibly intimidating painting myself and my best friend.
So I sketched on our faces and it's a little scary, but I'm hoping that when I start painting that it starts to look better. So let's see.
This was honestly such a scary point in the painting because I was already this far invested into it, and I sketched on those faces and it looked just so frightening to me. And I was scared that I was going to have this massive painting that just looked awful. But once I started painting, I started to feel a little bit better as the color started to fill in, and it began to look a little more like I intended it. So that was a relief, but there for a moment it was very scary. Sketching is something that I have done several times and have had some portraits that I've done, but painting is a medium I have not done very much with, especially not something that I was trying to do very accurately. So this was definitely challenging and something brand new for me. And I just did it. I just like ripping off a Band-Aid. I didn't even think about it, which is probably the best, because if I had spent too much time thinking about this, I might have talked myself out of it. This painting is so funny between my friend and I because, like I said before, she had been telling me for many years that this show was so funny and that I reminded her of one of the characters on this show. And there would be things I would do or say, and she would be like, you have to watch that show, because she wanted to reference it in telling me that I reminded her of that person. And I just didn't have a lot of time to watch TV, and I just didn't watch a lot of TV. But recently I did watch it, and it turned out that Sheldon is the character that I remind her of. And I may have been a little offended at first, but as I watched more and more of the show, I realized she was exactly right. I have many characteristics that are similar to Sheldon in that I'm very particular and I'm constantly making charts and analyzing things, and it just made me chuckle the more episodes I got through, and I'd be like, wow, yeah, she nailed it. I'm very much like that. So it made it very funny. So I am attempting to work on this painting today. I've had chances to come in here periodically for a few minutes and work on this, but I haven't filmed most of it because my storage was full and wouldn't allow me to film. So I think I've got that cleared up, and I'm gonna try to see how much progress I can make today. Hopefully I can get a lot done because I've only got 9 days to do this and finish it. So fingers crossed, right? So this is the progress I've made thus far. I still have a lot of work to do. I do have like a couple reference pictures here that I printed out so that I can have that while my phone is recording. But yeah, it still needs a lot of work. But we'll see how far we get today. From start to finish, this painting took me actually a little over 3 weeks, because I had just little pockets of time that I was working on it here and there. But it was so much fun for me. I was so excited to just be surprising my best friend. I had a 10-hour drive to drive out to Maryland where she lives, and that was exciting enough. But to be able to do this and have this painting that I knew she would find the humor in it was just really exciting. It was extremely difficult talking to her frequently in the mornings and not mentioning anything about my trip or this painting that I had been working on. One of the hardest things I've ever done is keeping all that from her, because we just talk about everything. But I knew it would be worth it to to go through the challenge of keeping it a secret if I could surprise her really good, and it was totally worth it. This whole project was so intimidating because it's such an iconic picture, and I wanted to get it as close as I could to the original, but also painting like her and I, and trying to be accurate. That was very challenging, but I think it turned out close enough. I know whenever I did this sweater, it made a big difference for me. I was like, wow, that felt better. And then I realized how much I needed to tone down the purple shirt, which I was able to do a little bit later. But overall, this was a ton of fun, a little stressful for me, but mostly so much fun to be able to do something so funny and just kind of surprise her and give her this all at the same time. I'm sure she didn't quite know what to think. The hair on both of us, I went over so many times, much more on her hair. It was so difficult to try to get to look like the original painting. And with my hair, there's a lot of like light reflecting on the top of Amy's hair in the photo, in the original painting. And I tried to do that at one point on this painting, and it just looked like I had gray roots or white roots. So I painted back over it and just decided not to do the light reflecting off the top because I couldn't figure out how to do it well enough to make it look like what it was meant to. And if I had counted the layers of paint that were applied to her hair, I just can't imagine. I went over it so many times trying to get it to look right. I finally had to just throw my hands in the air and say that's gonna have to be good enough, because I was just driving myself crazy. So this was the last thing that I painted. I had been avoiding this the entire painting because hands are really hard, and I had started it and immediately got overwhelmed. So I had reached a point where I just had to do it because I was out of time and it was the last thing that needed done. So I worked on it till I thought it was okay. It's still not great, but the hand was always the creepiest part of the painting anyway. So we just left it a little creepy. But I definitely saved this for last because I did not enjoy painting this hand. There is still plenty of this painting that I'm not happy with, or that I feel like I could still work on or do better, but I don't know, maybe I was never going to get it to a point where I thought it looked finished. But like I said, I did run out of time, so we just had to go with what I had. So it's not perfect, but I think maybe that adds to the joke of the whole thing, that it's just this kind of enormous, strange, maybe not so perfect picture of the two of us. It raises more questions than anything, which I think is hilarious. And now this painting is going to be in their home, and they're going to have to explain it and answer questions about it relentlessly over the years because I don't know how many people are familiar with the show. I'm sure plenty of people, but I'm sure there are some that maybe don't know, and they're going to have to explain it, or even better, someone seeing the painting and not understanding it and not asking and just drawing their own conclusions. So I don't know, it's funny. So now I have the painting finished, and it was time to attach it to the frame. I realized that the frame was not quite the right frame for this canvas. The canvas was a little bit thicker than the frame, so it wasn't, it didn't sit flush. So I had to get these little brackets to screw on there. This is what I got. That's my end result. So I'm tired of looking at it, but I think she's going to be really excited. Well, we'll see if she's excited, but I think she's going to think it's hilarious. So how much she's going to enjoy keeping it in her house for the rest of her life, staring at it, I don't know, but I don't know. I'm excited for her to get it, and I'm excited to see her. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm going to bring you guys along as we're traveling over there, and I'll make a video of us arriving and all the good stuff. So I just wanted to share with you guys.
There wasn't any screaming.
What?
The Big Bang Theory when Amy paints that.
Yeah? Does it?
Oh no.
Just kidding.
Is that what that reminds you of?
Oh god.
Did I go over the guest room bed?
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Nice Argyle sweater.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Are you crazy?
Yes.
Yes, yes.